Hello and welcome to your English 1302 class for San Jacinto Online. If you've made it this far, you have already found the Start Here module, and you've already clicked Watch This First. You'll notice as you continue to navigate through the course that you have a few options on how to get to the next spot. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see small circles next to each item that you need to look at. Once you've considered yourself complete, you're welcome to mark it as complete, just to keep track of where you are, though that is not a requirement for any sort of grade. You may also come to the right side of your screen and simply hit Next to go to the next item on the list. If, when you open the item, you do not see this menu, there'll be a button at the top that says Contents, which you can click to open the list. Let's see what's next. This is your written course orientation. It gives you some helpful tips and tricks for what you can expect out of the course. Please read through this carefully as it contains information that will help you to be successful. Once done, again, you may mark it as complete and go to the next item. This item is how you can contact me. It includes my email address and a phone number where you can text me. Please remember that you can email me only from your Sanjack email account. If you send me something from Gmail or Yahoo or some other school, I cannot answer or respond to that. You can also text me at this phone number above. It is a Google Voice number, but do not call unless I have already set a time with you. I do not answer random phone calls on that number. I only answer when I'm expecting a call. Make sure also that you're not using any of the messaging systems that are built into Blackboard. Those are quite unreliable for me. I don't always get every one of those messages in a timely fashion, so please go to your actual external Sanjack email in order to email me. Remember also that responses to email could take up to 48 hours, so if your concern is super urgent, go ahead and use that number above to text me and let me know that you've sent an email. Or if it's not got anything to do with a protected piece of information, if you're not asking about your grades or your standing in the class, then I can probably answer your question through the text. The next thing you'll come across is the course calendar. You can download a PDF or just simply look at the image below. This contains every assignment that we'll have in this short course and when they're due. It also lets you know when the last day to drop and the last day of classes will occur. Please pay attention to this and do not fall behind in this very fast-paced 8-week class. The next item you'll come across is the syllabus. In this case, it begins as a gray bar. Anytime in this course you see a gray bar, it usually means you can expand to see a full file. If you'd like to download a copy for yourself, you can click this download button here, or you can simply expand it on your screen and read it there. We'll zoom in just a little, scroll through, but I will give you the time to read this yourself. I won't read it to you. It has all of the same information that you will see in most of your classes, my course rules, the grading outline, what you can expect, how I handle academic integrity and dishonesty, course materials and how to access them, and how to get to the San Jacinto College policies and procedures that I have not reproduced here on this particular syllabus. Those are located in the concourse syllabus, which is the next item that you can go to. This has all of the same information in my syllabus, but it also includes the standard San Jacinto College policies and procedures that you will have in all of your classes. How to contact for help, how to deal with computer issues, emergency response, campus carry law, repeat rules, graduation information, those sorts of things are all here. Please feel free to go through those on your own time. Now this did open in a new window, so make sure you navigate back to your course window. It does not pick up where you left off, so you'll need to go back through the list and choose what you want to do next. You'll see that the next item is a syllabus quiz and agreement. This contains several multiple choice questions that are covered in the syllabus, so make sure you've read through the syllabus before you start this. Now, all of the assignments that you have in Blackboard Ultra will say Start Attempt. That does not mean that you can't come back to it, that you have to finish it in one sitting. This is especially relevant for any assignment that may take you a moment to prepare. Once you hit Start Attempt, it does not mean that you can't come back to it at a later time. Once you hit Start Attempt, you will have the actual content of what you need to do. In this case, again, it is a multiple choice quiz. So you will go through, answer the questions, and hit Submit for your grade. The next thing you will see is the Workshare release. This is set up as a quiz, but it is simply telling me whether or not you would allow me to use your work as a sample for future students. Please read through each of these carefully and answer yes or no, and submit your response. The next thing you'll see here is the Introduce Yourself discussion board. When you click into this, you'll see what I'd like you to cover, as well as some information about myself. I used to include some photos here, but for some reason Blackboard just does not want to agree with that anymore. Have fun with it, answer some questions, and get to know yourself and your classmates. The next assignment is the initial email. Now this does tell you that this is a placeholder, and when you view the instructions, it lets you know that this is an offline submission. This is not something that you submit here online. Instead, you will send me an email directly from your own San Jacinto email that includes your name and what class you're in, and you will send it directly to my amy.sasser@sjcd.edu address. And all it has to say is that you have completed everything, you've read everything, and that you're ready to proceed as a student in the class. Once you're done with that, the last step to get started is to click on the course materials info, which does launch a secondary window. When you get here, you should see a picture of the Bedford bookshelf with a yellow button that says Read Now. At this point, all you have to do is click that, and it will set up your access so that anything else I link in the course later, any chapter from any book, is available for you because you've set up this access now. Once you've set that up, you can close that window and come back to the course. At this point, you should see all of your bubbles for the first module, the Start Here module, have been marked as at least opened. However, you will not be able to access the materials in the first unit of actual coursework unless and until you have completed all of these things. Once you have successfully opened and completed all of the assignments in the first module, you should be able to log into Research Report 1 and start to learn what all we're going to do there. Just so you know what these modules will look like, each module will contain a module orientation that tells you what to expect here, your student learning outcomes, the required readings and instructional videos. If there are any sub-assignments like skills practice, they'll be here. You'll have your research and writing resources to help you do your best, the instructions for what you need to actually be writing, and the submission link for that assignment. The last thing in Module 1 is your teamwork reflection. This cannot be completed until you have done the first essay, and your teams will be assigned randomly to you, and you will work with them here in the system. More on that in another video. Below each of the research report modules, and the others will appear as the class continues on, you will find two other modules. One is Resources, Tips, and Tricks, and the other is Campus Support Resources and Other Information. This last module contains things like where you can find support on campus or online, any training you might need for Blackboard, the SanJack copyright policy, and things about technology accessibility and privacy statements. In the Resources, Tips, and Tricks, you will find several pieces of information that can help you. There's the writing resources. We have MLA and APA, general tips and tricks for writing and writing better, tips and tricks on how to use different things within Word and set up papers properly, those sorts of things. We have a whole folder on plagiarism, so if you're not sure what it is, which I hope you are since you're in 1302, you can come here to find out more. We also have a library link, which gives you information from the library about how to proceed in Composition 2. And we have the word graveyard, which contains words that you should not be using in academic essays for my class. Please make sure to have a look at that before you turn in your essay. Again, I welcome you to English 1302, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to shoot me a text or send me an email, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can.